Liar. He
Okay.
lied about a couple things that's personally, just in a relationship. I pretty much officers can understand what a relationship is about, but he lied. He's a liar.
Okay.
And that was something that I kind of just grasped, and emotionally, I'm just like, bet you do your thing, but
I feel like if it was Christian, I believe that's the young man's name, that was on camera assaulting Sha'Carri and pushing.
Christian Coleman's mom just turned up the heat on the Christian Sha'Carri drama, and this time it wasn't behind closed doors. It was face-to-face fireworks. She straight up confronted Sha'Carri over that messy airport fight, and insiders say things got real ugly real fast. When the raw, uncut footage of Christian and Sha'Carri hit the internet, it was a bombshell for fans. But for Christian's mom, Dr. Daphne Coleman, it was confirmation of her worst nightmare. That clip didn't just show a toxic couple fighting, it showed her son trapped in a dangerous relationship he couldn't escape.
She tried to get him arrested in the airport. And the only reason she didn't get him arrested, because when you're in the airport, everything's under surveillance.
Now everyone's asking the same thing. Is Mama Coleman going too far, or is she the only one willing to save Christian from Sha'Carri's grip? See, if you know Dr. Coleman, you know she doesn't play about her son. And according to witnesses, she didn't just roll up to Sha'Carri's spot acting like a worried mom, she pulled up like a soldier on a rescue mission. With fire in her eyes and venom in her words, she came ready to drag her son out of the chaos by any means necessary. But here's the kicker. Sha'Carri isn't the type to fold or run. Witnesses say the track star met Christian's mother head-on, standing her ground like she had something to prove. The two women reportedly locked eyes in a tense stare-down that lasted almost 3 whole minutes. It looked like they were seconds away from throwing blows before the situation cooled, just barely. Insiders claim Dr. Coleman didn't just throw empty threats, she came with sharp words that cut deep. One line stuck more than the rest. I always knew you were bad news ever since Christian got involved with you. And now, you just proved me right. That statement has the internet buzzing, with fans asking, were there red flags about Sha'Carri's temper all along? And if so, did Christian's mom ignore them just to avoid drama until it was too late? To really understand this clash, you gotta look back at how it all started. Sha'Carri and Christian were serving relationship goals as far back as 2023, posing as the golden couple of track and field. But while the cameras loved them, not everyone was buying the fairy tale, especially Daphne Coleman. It's not like she hated Sha'Carri from the jump, but even in the early days, she sensed tension bubbling beneath the surface. Daphne always saw her son as the quiet, disciplined type, the kid who kept curfew and avoided trouble. Meanwhile, Sha'Carri was bold, flashy, and loud, maybe too loud for Christian's calm personality. To a mom like Daphne, those differences weren't just quirks, they were red flags waving right in front of her face. From the jump, Daphne knew something about Sha'Carri didn't sit right, and when Christian got with her, those differences hit like flashing warning lights. She saw the mismatched vibes clear as day, but deeper than that, she believed Sha'Carri was bad news. It wasn't always obvious, but little things kept stacking up. Insiders say Christian couldn't even visit family without Sha'Carri's approval. And dinners with his parents would get canceled last minute just because she needed him more. But the biggest red flag? The way Christian would snap whenever anyone criticized her. And this wasn't the usual protect your girl type of reaction. This was a defensive, almost fearful response, like he couldn't even tolerate hearing her name spoken negatively. Even scarier, there were moments when Daphne would call, only for Sha'Carri to answer and block her from speaking with her own son. Those pieces put together painted one ugly picture, and Daphne wasn't the only one who saw it. Friends, family, teammates, they all picked up on the tension. Remember that cryptic post that went viral months ago? The one saying, "You'll be so much happier when you accept that sometimes people aren't right for us, no matter how badly we wanted them to be." At first, it looked like just another motivational quote, but looking back, the fact so many of Christian's teammates reposted it was a dead giveaway. They were sending a direct message to him, but Christian either missed the point or chose to ignore it. Then came the airport fight footage, the uncut version that left no room for sugarcoating. This wasn't some heated lovers' quarrel, it was evidence of a toxic cycle. And the most chilling part? Christian's body language. He didn't look shocked or caught off guard. He looked used to it. Watch closely, and you'll see Sha'Carri shoving him while he tries to walk away, his silence saying more than any words ever could. And when police body cam footage finally surfaced, things got even uglier. Sha'Carri at first tried to play it cool, painting the fight like it was just a minor couple spat. But once she realized the cuffs were coming out, she flipped. Witnesses say she lashed out, cursing Christian, calling him a coward for not stepping in to save her, and straight up blaming him for everything.
But you hear me, right? So this is the position that Christian Coleman puts me into, okay? Because he's a coward, and I don't want anything to do with him at this point going forward. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. Have no problem with letting you know who I am. Haven't put my hands on him. We had an argument. I'll be honest about that. An argument, and that's pretty much it. The argument, pretty much, he's a liar. He lied about a couple things that's personally, just in a relationship. I pretty much, officers can understand what a relationship is about, but he lied. He's a liar. And that was something that I kind of just grasped, and emotionally, I'm just like, bet, you do your thing, but you're asking me for things that is within my position, and for my right, I don't have to give it to you because it's in my position. But when it comes to the point that I saw that he chose to make it more about the police and things of that nature, that showed that he made a choice. So I just want to be more professional and just come professionally and let you guys know, like, hey, relationship thing, have no problem,
so
and walking up to you guys.
It's not
I'm
illegal to
hiding.
argue.
Right.
Was there any type of physical?
I didn't touch him. He didn't touch me. I will be honest.
Hit him with anything?
No, I haven't hit him with anything.
Like that?
At one point, she even accused him of putting hands on her. But when her lies collapsed under the unedited footage, she went dead quiet, like the storm shut down in seconds.
Are you serious right now?
So man, in Washington State, he doesn't get a say.
But I understand. We were arguing. But I understand entirely.
Within 4 hours,
we were arguing.
An arrest will be made.
Okay, I'm not gonna resist. But I'm telling you that we was arguing. I didn't know him. I didn't do anything wrong. But the fact that you guys are doing this to me, and he's the man in the situation, I'm gonna comply. I am. I'm not gonna argue with you at all.
I appreciate that.
But you have me on camera, but at the same time, what he has on camera, I have my phone, shows something different. So if I need to show that, I will.
We have you on camera all around here.
Okay, but I have my phone that shows something different. But Christian, thank you, Christian.
Don't talk to him right now.
Okay, I won't. Thank you so much, officer. They are arresting me right now, Christian. They're arresting me right now. Am I gonna go actually to jail right now?
You are actually gonna go to jail.
Wait, but right now,
Yes, it's a physical.
I didn't. Can he tell you that I didn't do nothing to him?
We have it on camera.
Christian, are you serious right now?
Take the headphones off, okay?
All right.
Christian, I'm about to go to jail because of you right now. You know what? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I will never fucking shoot again.
The shock, though, wasn't her silence. It was Christian's reaction afterward. Instead of breaking away, he came back defending her in public. Can you believe that? After the world just watched her explode on him, Christian gave an interview saying Sha'Carri needs help and should be given grace instead of harsh consequences. For Dr. Coleman, that was the breaking point. Watching her son protect the very person tearing him down was painful enough. But she also caught something in his demeanor that crushed her even more. His body language looked defeated, smaller, like he had no fight left in him. That was the final straw for a mother who already feared the worst.
It was just a sucky situation all around. Like, I don't feel as if, like, she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she have, like, things that she need to work on for herself, of course. And so do I, so do you, like, everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just, like, extending grace and mercy and love. And I feel as if, like, I don't try to look at obstacles either. Like, I just look at, like, situations like this to just, like, take a step back, analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you can do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so that's kind of how I look at the situation. And, like,
by this point, the internet was split right down the middle, half blaming Sha'Carri, half side-eyeing Christian for standing by her. But the one person who wasn't confused was Dr. Daphne Coleman. To her, this was no longer just drama. It was her son's safety on the line. And insiders say she made it crystal clear that if Christian wasn't going to walk away, she was ready to step in and make it happen herself. What makes this even wilder is the whispers coming from Team USA's inner circle. Sources claim coaches and officials had already started noticing something wasn't right between Christian and Sha'Carri long before the footage ever leaked. Allegedly, there were private talks about whether their relationship was affecting his training and even his mental focus. Imagine that. Olympic officials quietly worried about a love affair turning into a career-ending distraction. And while Christian was putting on a brave face for the cameras, people close to him say he was slipping behind the scenes. Friends reportedly tried staging interventions, warning him that defending Sha'Carri was only making things worse. But each time, he brushed it off and doubled down on protecting her, almost like he couldn't see the red flags everyone else was screaming about. Sha'Carri, on the other hand, seemed to thrive off the chaos. Not long after the footage went viral, she popped up online acting unbothered, even dropping cryptic posts that fans believe were thinly veiled shots at Christian's mother. One post in particular had everyone buzzing. Some people love to play savior but forget they can't save who don't want saving. People instantly read it as shade aimed at Dr. Coleman, like Sha'Carri was mocking her for trying to step in. And let's not forget the fact that Sha'Carri has been in controversy storms before. This isn't her first time in headlines for the wrong reasons. That track record only fueled Daphne's belief that this wasn't going to end clean. In her eyes, Christian wasn't just in a bad relationship. He was tied to someone who lived off scandal, and sooner or later, it was going to drag his entire career down with hers. Now fans are left wondering, how far is Dr. Coleman willing to go? Will she pull strings behind the scenes to separate them? Or is Christian too deep in to even realize he's in danger? Because one thing's for sure, the world has seen the footage, and no amount of damage control can erase what's already been exposed. The second that interview hit screens, fans clocked it instantly. Christian couldn't even look into the camera. It wasn't just his words people noticed, it was his whole energy, like a man shrinking inside himself, every line sounding like it had been drilled into him out of pure fear. And before anyone tries to claim Christian's mom was overreacting, let's be real, she wasn't alone. Fans were saying the same thing, pointing out that Christian looked trapped. Comments flooded in. If she hit you once in public, she'll do it again. Are you ready to be her punching bag? Another pointed out how Sha'Carri blamed him to the police even after he defended her, proof she was ready to throw him under the bus without a second thought. But just when Daphne Coleman thought the situation couldn't get any worse, she got blindsided by the so-called apology video.
Sha'Carri, and more than anything, definitely a lot of self-reflection, a lot of understanding of not only putting myself in a compromised situation, but somebody that I have a deep care and appreciation for as well is something that holding myself accountable. I see myself, I'm taking this time to not only see myself, but get myself a certain level of help that overall is going to reflect who I truly am in my heart and my spirit, and not allowing this moment.
Now, this was Sha'Carri's chance to step up, own her actions, and finally show remorse. But instead, she dropped a 1-minute clip that fans called a straight-up joke. She was smiling, grinning, acting like it was lighthearted drama instead of a violent fight. That smirk told the world everything. It wasn't an apology, it was a performance. And then came the apology part 2, posted on her IG story and addressed directly to Christian. She wrote, "I apologize to Christian. He came into my life and gave me more than a relationship, but a greater understanding of unconditional love. I love him, and to him, I can't apologize enough. My apologies should be just as loud as my actions." But instead of sounding heartfelt, it reeked of PR spin. Fans roasted it immediately. That Sha'Carri apology is the most unserious thing I've seen in a long time. And what kind of half-baked PR excuse is this? If Dr. Coleman was furious before, this half-hearted apology sent her over the edge. According to insiders, she sat her son down and begged him to walk away from Sha'Carri before it destroyed him completely. And to prove how serious she was, she jumped online with her own cryptic reposts. Quotes like, "No matter how good you think it is, there's always better out there. Choose yourself." That was Daphne sending a public message loud and clear. She was done sitting on the sidelines. Meanwhile, Christian vanished. No posts, no statements, no public appearances, just a one-way flight out of the country and radio silence ever since. And Sha'Carri? The girl who never stopped talking suddenly went quiet too. No cameras, no interviews, no races, no updates. Fans are left wondering, if Christian's really done with her, why is he still defending her behind closed doors? If his mom's right and this wasn't the first time, how many other incidents have been hidden from the public eye? And the biggest question of all, if Sha'Carri's silence means she's planning her next move, what bombshell is she about to drop when the whole world is already turned against her? Now, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because you don't want to miss what happens next. See you on the next one.